Hello, I'm Mark Willis with eBOARDsolutions, and with me today is Scott Cowart with the Georgia Leadership Institute for School Improvement. Scott, thanks so much for taking some time this afternoon to talk about a very important subject, strategic planning and strategic improvement planning. Tell me, why do you think it's even important in times like this?
Mark, I think it's even more important today than ever to do strategic planning. With school districts faced with the economic crisis that is in our nation, the performance crisis that we're faced with trying to help all students improve and meet the requirements of AYP and No Child Left Behind, school boards and school leadership have to turn to strategic planning to make good decisions.
Well, I know GLSI and the Georgia School Boards Association have partnered together to put together a pretty comprehensive process. And in looking at that process, I know there's a major time commitment there. Can districts afford to take the time to do that kind of planning right now?
They can't afford not to take time, Mark. I think as resources are dwindling, there are tough personnel decisions they've got to make. If they can't do that in a way that's aligned to the strategic plan, I think they're actually setting themselves up for failure. As
a former superintendent, as you know, facing all your stakeholders, the board, the community, what would you say would be the major benefits of doing strategic planning?
Well, the first thing is aligning the direction of the school system in a way that there's a critical mass of stakeholders that will agree to that direction and support that direction. And once you've done that, then you create a framework to be able to make the day-to-day decisions that need to happen so that all students can actually succeed to the level we want them to.
I know, and I know even from your time in being superintendent, that there's a lot of work that goes into the development of the plan, but that's really just the beginning, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's the actual monitoring, the measuring, the communicating of the plan. How do you do that and actually make sure that it's happening everywhere in the school system? That's something that we're faced with. And when I look at eBOARDsolutions process, I'm just amazed at what you've been able to do in creating a tool that help school districts do that. And I've often wondered, how did eBOARDsolutions make the decision to get into strategic planning?
Well, that's a great question, and obviously eBOARD has evolved over the years as a governance tool in a way to help boards and districts focus on the things that are most important and to align their work. And as we worked with districts like yours and others throughout the state and so forth, we saw that a lot of districts were struggling in this area of strategic improvement planning. We've been talking about the importance of goals and aligning goals to your board meeting agendas and those kinds of things, but as we started talking with superintendents and boards, it seemed like there was a real breakdown in the tracking and monitoring of these plans. We saw a lot of districts that would try to manage these things in Excel spreadsheets or Word documents. I know GLSI has worked for years with balanced scorecards, and we'd see charts and graphs that would be put up on walls, and we know that data would be changing daily. And as we listened to districts, we realized that there's got to be a better way to manage this. That sometimes people get lost in these comprehensive plans. They don't know what really their role is in the implementation. And so through a lot of collaborative effort in talking with our eBOARD users, we started to formulate a way to try to automate some of those processes and to really make that plan come alive, because we knew it's not only important for the people who are implementing it, but also for the community to be able to have access to it. Not everybody was walking into the boardrooms and seeing those charts and graphs, but a lot more people are accessing the web. And so we worked to develop a tool that really could help break down those big plans, as we know we call them spots,
Absolutely.
Strategic plans on the shelf, and to try to make those things come alive and be something that people can work in on a daily basis. And also the thing that we heard over and over again was in many districts it was usually one individual who was responsible for doing all the updates to the plan, getting all the status reports, and it became very overwhelming. And with technology, you can very easily push that out to the people who are actually responsible for the initiatives or the action steps and have them go in and directly update their items and then make the plan really be transparent to all the community. So that was really where it really came from the users themselves, and we saw that there was a critical need there. But we're still early in the stages of implementing, and I think the exciting piece now is to see how that transpires not only from district plans but down to those school improvement plans, which we know are so critical to the success for raising student achievement.
You know, Mark, from a superintendent's perspective, and also speaking for boards of education, we're really glad that eBOARDsolutions decided to get into strategic planning. I think it's the only tool on the market that can connect the schoolhouse all the way to the state office and help everything align in between that in a way that will help students learn.
Well, we know that I think you're right on target that it's so important for folks to plan now. We know resources are scarcer than ever, and it's important that districts really look at making sure they're putting those resources and spending those resources in the right area, and I think strategic improvement planning is going to be critical to that process. Scott, thank you so much for just talking with us this afternoon. Good luck in all the work that you're doing with GLSI, and I know the work that you're doing with the Georgia School Boards Association is going to make a difference for districts throughout the state.
We appreciate the opportunity to participate and work with GSBA.